Okay, now it does. So
So
this
thanks
is
for having me.
oh, you're welcome. This is Una from Moon Honey Tea Company. She's my current guest right now. She's going to talk about kind of tea, herbs, and kind of her tea. I want to say tea company or tea store on Etsy, and I believe you have a physical store somewhere too. I believe, right?
Yeah, so I'm here in my store right now, actually.
Oh,
So
okay,
I've got my
nice.
products out. I sell in Boonville, California, which is a very small town in Northern California. And I'm actually located in a big art gallery. It's maybe the biggest art gallery in Northern California, which is surprising because it's here in the tiniest little town. So, yeah, it's interesting. We've got artists from all over the West in here. So it's worth coming in just for that. But I've got my little tea company in here because I was really good friends with the gallery owner and he was renting out his little extra space. So I just ended up in here a couple of years ago. So yeah, it's been a great little spot.
So how long have you been doing this? Have you been? I look, I think on the Facebook page, it said
Yeah,
like five.
I started the tea thing back in 2000. So it's been a little while now, but it's really kind of evolved and um, expanded since back then. I kind of just started really small, and I started with these little tea pouches, which just have, you know, loose leaf tea. And I really started it because I was filling a niche that I couldn't find. And there was kind of a gap in the tea industry that I was finding, and that was tea that was safe for children and remedy teas that were not only safe for children to use and the whole family, but also that tasted good. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of medicinal or remedy teas, as they have in the whole food stores or anything that you anywhere that you go, they don't really taste very good. And
Oh,
so I kind of just made it my mission to do just tons of research. And so I just went on a whole research quest and became like an herbalist out of this need to fill this gap in the tea industry because I wanted something safe for the whole family that was effective remedies for just ordinary ailments, stomach ache, insomnia, um, flu, anything like that. And so I just decided to do a bunch of research and make my own blends that tasted good. Children would like them, and it would help them. So yeah, so that's how that started.
oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. That kind of touches on. I was going to ask, how did you come by or what? How did you come about the name Moon Honey Tea? Did you just come up with it, or was there some kind of inspiration behind it, or?
Um, it was so long ago that it's hard for me to really remember at this point. I think I was just kind of brainstorming and trying different combinations of things, and it was probably just like a download that I received and that kind of thing. But I think some of it was kind of like love inspired because it's like a play on honeymoon,
Oh, I see.
and
I see.
and so it's like reversed. But yeah, and it's just kind of like also like a metaphor, like um, receiving healing from nature, the moon, the different cycles, the different, whatever the earth has to offer, and taking that in. So
Oh, nice, nice. So you touched on it a little bit. So are you more kind of self-taught, or did anyone kind of teach you or mentor you, or is it just kind of from your own research or kind of experience?
yeah, it's actually all self-taught from tons of research, and it's really just a lifetime of research as well because I've always been into this kind of thing since I was a kid, actually, and I've always, I've just been into, you know, magic and witchcraft and all of that since I was a kid, and um, I'm just really into herbs and natural healing and just really being a part of the earth and finding that you're all, we are made of the earth. So we are, of course, connected to it and everything. So I think it's really important to practice in our daily lives. And tea is like a daily ritual that we should all have because it's like a way to connect ourselves
Yeah.
to nature in a very physical way. So
Oh, nice, nice. Um, so talking about like how you come up with what's your process like when you kind of like are trying to develop like kind of a new tea blend? Is it like something you just kind of come up with or intuition, or do people recommend certain things, or is it just kind of
no, it's actually it's a very long process because it's all from my own. Everything is just self done. It's all me just doing everything. So the way I kind of do it is it depends on what it is too. Because like with the remedy blends, I just go through, you know, every kind of text and Google and everything, trying to find what herbs are good for this specific thing. So if it's, anxiety, or if it's, you know, killing bacteria or killing viruses, or whether it's sleep or stomach ache or whatever it is, I just scour the whole internet and every book that I have, trying to find, the things that are tried and true herbs and that people have used for centuries. And then I go through the internet I find things that are what I think would taste good together of those. And then for each individual ingredient, I go through everything I can find for whether it's safe for children, what are the side effects, and are they shown to be scientifically proven to be effective for what I'm looking for. So I have to go through all of that, which is very long and arduous process. And so once I do that, once it has to meet all of those criteria, and then I put it together and I adjust it from there, depending on if the flavor kind of meets my standards, because children are very picky, of course, as you
oh
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like it has to taste good. It has to taste like something that a kid would even drink. It's because I really want every single thing that I sell to be palatable and useful for the whole family. So that's basically the process. And so
Okay.
that's just for our remedy teas. So there's a whole other process that goes into like our regular everyday blends, because here, I'll give you like a little um, view of some of our teas here.
Okay.
So there's like unicorn tea. There's our Three Ravens blend, which is like coffee tea and chicory root. So this is a really good like yuan yang blend that I add chicory root for health reasons and because it brings the caffeine level down. So this is kind of like a really good utilitarian, like, morning blend kind of thing. And I love ravens. So that's kind of just a fun one that I made. But some of these have spiritual ingredients, like the unicorn. I actually picked all ingredients that had the same spiritual meaning as a unicorn means symbolically. So that was kind of the process toward getting, to that particular ingredient list. And yeah, so same thing with Poet's Blend. This was all like associations with poetry and that kind of thing, like herbs that were either used by poets or there was poetic reference in famous poems and that kind of thing. So that's how I did that. And some of them are just purely for health, like a health blend, like our Ruby Dragon tea is, really good for the heart and anti-cancer and that kind of thing, antioxidants. I have a really good prebiotic. So this one is like chicory root based, and it's actually really good for like feeding your microbiome. So that one's my best prebiotic one. So they all have different purposes. And then, of course, I have my Snow White and Rose Red. So this one's selected specifically to reference the famous fairy tale Snow White and Rose Red. So they're all just, there's a lot of different blends and they're all fun. This is our sleep tea, Minty Moon. So this is actually a really great sleep blend. It's great for soothing the nervous system. It's really great for easing anxiety and just putting you to sleep. It's got like, I don't know, 8 different ingredients. It's a wonderful blend. So yeah, that's a little bit about some of the some of the blends anyway.
Okay, nice. Um, so yeah, do you have any kind of, I guess, favorite kind of herbs or ingredients you like to work with, and kind of why, or does it just kind of depend on what you're creating or blending right now, or
It's yeah, that's hard to say because I really love everything. Like all of my blends, I'm just really attached to. I'd say that the one that well, there's 2 that I drink regularly. Um, okay, there's 3. So the Three Ravens blend is kind of the one that I go to for like morning blend, or the Witch's Breakfast because that's a really great black tea with garden herbs. But the my favorite tea overall and the most helpful one that I have had so far is the Mr. Frog's throat tea. I haven't made a tin for it yet, but I just have it in pouch form right now. But he's
okay.
going to have like a little, frog label and everything eventually.
Oh, nice.
That one has been the most useful and the one that I always keep on hand because this this is the one you have to have for flu season if you have kids because kids bring home every kind of virus all the time. Even this summer we got some kind of horrible flu in the summertime, so you always have to have it on you. It kills virus and it keeps it from replicating.
Oh,
So it has 4 different ingredients that keep virus from replicating in your body, and so you recover twice as fast. It's great and kids love it. Like my kids love to drink it. They love how it tastes, and it soothes sore throat. It eases cough. It has a bunch of thyme in it, which is really good for a sore throat. My kids just they go crazy if they have a sore throat. They cry and cry. It's like it hurts. Kids hate that. So having something to soothe the throat and actually get them on the mend faster, so important. And I also have a like a feel better tea. It's actually really good for reducing fever in an emergency too. If you have a kid with too high of a fever, I put all kinds of ingredients that are proven to reduce fever. If you have to have that one around, I mean, yeah, it's really good just in case tea. So probably just buy one every few years, but it's good to have on hand.
oh, nice, nice. Do you grow or forage any of the herbs or source them locally, or do you just buy them bulk online?
Yeah, I do actually. My ingredients come from all over the world, and that's been a
Okay.
whole other can of worms. Just the, I don't even know, countless hours trying to find sources that are, small farmers, organic farmers, local. Some of them are, all the way in Sri Lanka, amazing farmers of lotus blossom and brahmi. But yeah, I do forage some of my ingredients, especially things that I do that are just seasonal, because I do a seasonal blend for every season. Like I'll do a summer tea, autumn tea, winter brew. And so a lot of those ingredients, especially our spring tea, that one is almost all locally foraged. Like, we'll do, wild calendula, wild mallow, wild rose, blackberry leaf. The really new tender leaves of the blackberry bush are very medicinal, very good for you. So just things like that. And we also grow our own walnuts. So we have organic walnuts on the farm that we live on, and they're the most amazing English walnuts you've ever had because they're fresh off the tree, and they're the walnuts you get in the store have been sitting around so long that sometimes the oils have gone rancid by the time you eat them. So if you have a fresh picked walnut, it's like nothing like you've ever had. So we put our fresh walnuts in our forest floor tea because walnut is one of the best foods for your beneficial bacteria. So we do that, and yeah, there's a few other things that we do, and I also have a hold on. I also have a skin butter that I make,
Oh,
which is
nice.
also a lot of locally foraged flowers in this particular blend. So this one's very popular, um, and it has a lot of like you can kind of read the ingredients
Oh
here,
yeah,
but
you
I'll
can
put
kind of.
raspberry seed oil in this because it's a natural sunblock as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
really cool blend. So I just have a lot of fun with it. I always find different things to make, and anything that I kind of need, I kind of think to myself, well, do I want to spend the money on that, or do I want to research how to do it myself and make it myself and make it exactly how I want it and not have all these weird ingredients that I maybe are not desirable. So, and especially with teas, because if you go into the grocery store or any natural food store or anything, look at the ingredients in these you know like medicinal teas or health teas or whatever they are. It's becoming more and more. You will find licorice root, which I absolutely hate the taste of. I don't know about you,
Oh yeah.
but I really
Yeah,
don't
it
like.
does have a,
I
from what I recall, a
it's
strong taste.
Yeah,
So
it's just like a weird. I just don't like it, and I know that it's healthy and that it's got all these benefits and everything, but I know a lot of kids don't like it. I'm not gonna feed it to kids. I don't like it, so I wouldn't feed it to my kids. I mean, maybe when they're older, they'll kind of grow used to it or whatever. But
yeah,
so I don't really buy any teas, and I found that a lot of these tea companies are starting to put stevia in their teas, which is, I mean, some people can't taste the weird aftertaste in stevia, and some people are really, really sensitive to it. I happen to be really sensitive to that taste. I don't know if you are, but I cannot stand the taste of stevia, and I'm
oh,
wondering why it seems to be in everything these days. So
oh yeah, yeah,
I'm just, yeah. So I like to have a kind of an alternative to all of that and provide something that doesn't have any artificial sweetener or anything, weird. You can add your own stuff if you want that, but it shouldn't be something that is decided for you. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, yeah,
It's really strange to me that they put it in so many things these days.
yeah, yeah. So I think you touched on it, I think somewhere we are talking, but it does seem like you do kind of like some kind of health or spiritual coaching along, like at least in your physical store, kind of like when customers come in or kind of depends on like what they're kind of looking for, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I'll even do a custom blend for people. Um, but yeah, a lot of people are just naturally drawn to me for advice and that kind of thing. Um,
Okay.
I was going to start doing tarot reading um, once I have more practice at it because I'm so rusty at it. But I do have a lady that does it for me now. But yeah, people do come in. They kind of tend to hang out for a long time. We have long discussions. I do end up giving them a lot of spiritual advice and life advice because I kind of have a really good intuition for people and where they're at spiritually, where they're at in their life, and what they need to look at in order to grow and what they need to focus on. So I think that's important for everybody because everybody's at their own stage, and they're kind everybody's like improving all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a an ever you know it's a never ending process. Growth, it doesn't matter what stage. There's no
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
So like whatever stage they're at, I try to like give them advice for what they personally need to look at and kind of their where they need to go next.
Okay. Nice. Let me see. Is there any, I think you touched on this some, but Um, is there any like herbs or tea blends that like customers really resonate with, or that are like really like the standout ones, like
Yeah,
bestsellers, stuff like that?
that's it's so funny. I never thought it would be the one that it is, but I'd say a good third to half of our sales is one tea, and that is our ginger cat tea.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
I don't know. People really love the little cat.
Oh, yeah,
People
yeah.
love cats, of course.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
cats being as popular as they are, and it's got a cute little hat and everything. But it's also the blend itself, people really love. It's ginger, cinnamon, fennel, and clove. So it's a nice kind of autumn blend, which people love anything that's like, reminds them of autumn and spicy chai
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of that. So it's like a chai a little bit, but doesn't have any caffeine. So it's just herbal, and it's really good for your stomach. So I actually developed it as a kid-friendly tummy tea because it settles your stomach. It relieves indigestion, heartburn, nausea, tummy ache, anything like that. So, and the fennel is really good for that as well. And yeah, so for some reason, people just love it, and it seems like even if they buy other teas, they'll always have that one in there too. So yeah, I've sold more of that than anything else.
Okay, nice. Um, has there any been like I guess like I want to say like surprising testimonials or like transformations from like people drinking or kind of like trying your tea out or anything that kind of surprised you, like either in the
Yeah.
physical store or online?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been kind of blown away by the amount of positive reviews I received from Etsy, because I know it wasn't really something I thought about before I started getting these reviews, but people left me the kindest reviews, and just so enthusiastic, and the feedback I've had is so good, and so it's not just positive. It's like it's almost feels like obsessed. Like people come in here, especially when they come in here and they talk to me and everything, they are like blown away, and they're just like completely obsessed with it, rather than just like having a good experience. But even online, when I send my teas to somewhere, because my teas go everywhere, they go to UK, all of the US and everywhere. So um, I've just received some really good reviews, and people just, yeah, I mean, you can go on Etsy and kind of read all these reviews and everything, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, people really love it, and I've just had nothing but positivity coming from this, and it's been really inspiring and humbling. So
Okay. Um, yeah, I think you might have touched on it before, but was it the physical store first and then Etsy, or was it Etsy and the physical store? How did I know you said you've been doing it for a few years now, or like 4 or 5?
yeah, it actually was the physical store first, because I had an Etsy store before, but I was selling um, antiques and
Oh, okay.
vintage clothing and stuff like that. So I actually transformed that one into my tea company instead. I just started selling that instead on my page and
Oh, yeah.
changed everything. So yeah, but that took me a little while to kind of figure out, because I'm kind of slow when it comes to a new format. I'm kind of slow at
Oh, yeah.
figuring out the ins and outs of it, because I'm not like too great as far as tech goes. But yeah, eventually I kind of got used to the website and the app, and yeah, once I downloaded the app, it seemed a lot easier. So I ended up doing that. But um, I just launched my Shopify website the other day. So now I have moonhoney.com that's up and running. So that's
Oh,
that's a
nice,
new
nice.
development. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know you said you did a lot of your own like kind of research. Is there any like recommendations for like any like books or teachers or websites or kind of resources to like kind of learn more on your own or
Um,
I don't know if you have a blog or anything like that that you kind of talk about or
Gosh, there's just like there's endless books on the subject. I would say, yeah, my best advice is to go multiple sources because I don't trust a single source. I do cross referencing to everything, and I get
okay.
the opinion from doctors. I get the opinion from Chinese medicine. I look at every angle and I make a decision based on the tons of research that goes into that. So there's no like one book or anything. I do want to in the future get back into foraging mushrooms. So as far as that, there's like David Aurora and really great books as far as that I know are kind of tried and true foraging things. But I don't have any like one book or reference I can really tell you about um, herbs, just because it's such a vast world of information. But I do recommend anybody to just look at multiple sources and find out as much as you can about each thing because different things will have different um, information about it, and some delve deeper into um, side effects and who shouldn't take the herb. Like there's a lot of research that I had to go into as far as pregnancy too, because some herbs are not recommended for pregnant women. So I had to take that into consideration too. And so you have to consider any conditions that you have, like pre-existing conditions, and research that against whatever your condition is too, so that you're not you know harming yourself in any way, because perfectly benign herb to one person might not be for another person because they are pregnant or have a condition. So there's so much that goes into everything, so you have to just be very careful.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So you mentioned, I guess the Shopify store is kind of new. Is there anything else you're kind of new or working on? Do you have any like kind of workshops or offerings like in store or online or anything or anything else that you're working on currently?
um well, not really at the moment because I'm so busy because I have kids, and just doing the store right now and the online stuff is like taking so much time. But that's actually planting a seed in my head for
Okay.
things I should do. Um, but yeah, that's actually something that has been brought up in the past. But just I have certain people that come in and say, "Oh, you should." Come to, have people do a little group thing of some kind or whatever. And, it might be something that I do in the future, but it's something I'd want to kind of brainstorm about because I'd want it to be really unique and, maybe even incorporating art into it. And, there's all kinds of possibilities. So
Okay.
yeah, that would be fun. I know that, we did have the idea of having a build your own tea kind of station where you can like mix the herbs that you want and make your own blend and that kind of thing, which would be really fun. But yeah, there's always little ideas like that.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's about it because unfortunately I think with Zoom, it just notified me I have like 10 minutes left. But
Okay.
so
Yeah.
it usually runs about typically podcast episodes like about an hour or so. Is there anything else you want to add or I have
Yeah, I
a
actually I'd like to just say that anybody who is interested in this should just follow me on Instagram. It's the greatest platform for just getting the information that we have to put out there because we post all the time and we have all of our, any kind of seasonal teas that we're doing, our skin butter, like the process that we make our things with, it just, little tutorials, little fun things, and any kind of events that we're going to be doing in the future, it's all going to be there. So it's just at moonhoneytea. If you want to search that on Instagram, that's the best way to follow what we're doing.
okay, okay, sounds good. And you said I think I have all your links. I put them in like a document and stuff, but you said you have a Shopify, which is just Moonhoney. Is it moonhoneytea.com?
It's moonhoneytea.com. Yeah. And then on Etsy, it's just, you just search in the seller search. You just put Moon Honey Tea, and that all my
Okay.
shops should pop up
Okay.
there.
Sounds good. Okay. Anything else you want to add or like,
Um, I think that's pretty much it.
okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. And if anybody has any questions, then they can just, contact me on Instagram. That's probably the best way.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. It was nice having
Yeah.
you on the podcast, and I'll be sure to probably have you on again and maybe a longer one or go into some other topics if I can. But
Yeah.
it's been a good guest and everything.
That's been that's been so fun. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye bye.